Hello, fellow reader. Join me, I am your host, Sansi. Dive into the world of magic and explore the most stories full of wonder, fantastical delights. Open your eyes and see the parade come to life. Sansi's parade, Sansi's parade. Join the parade, Sansi's parade, parade. Sansi's parade, Sansi's parade. Join the parade, Sansi's parade.
Adrift. Facing the surface of the water, you continue to sink further into the ocean. The current is pulling and pushing you in a circular motion. Rays of light wobbled and dance across the water's surface. Your thoughts are clear as you let the ocean move you. Feeling at peace, you lazily watch the fishes swim by. A few curiously inspects your bones, with one swimming into your eye socket, tickling the inside of your skull before leaving through the bottom of your jaw. Glancing behind you, the current pulls you further away from shore, reaching out as the current drags you down. Phalanges mere centimeters from the sand below, only to be tugged away as the current continues its circular motion. Well, there goes the continental shelf. You think, watching the sand slope down into the murky depth below. Something brushes against the side of your head. Thinking it's a fish, you turn to see what it is. In front of you, bumping against your nasal ridge, is a dirty diaper. Mentally gagging, your bones release a loud dissonant noise, vibrating the water and scaring nearby fish. Disgust and panic fills your soul as you haphazardly squatted the dirty diaper, trying your best to get it away from you. Once the putrid object is away from you, you reach into your bag for some hand wipes to clean your hands and nasal ridge. You don't even care that the wipes aren't effective because you're underwater, you just want to feel like the grime is off you. Once you've calmed down, you continue glaring at the damn thing, daring for it to come anywhere near you again. Just another reason to hate human beaches. Got their trash all over the damn place. Irritation lacing your words. The once peaceful ocean now feels disgusting, like waste and sludge are caressing your bones. I wonder if the others can swim. They're also skeletons, but they have that weird magic that fills out their clothes. So maybe they can. It's worth a call at least. Anything to get you out of this wretched ocean. Pulling out your phone, you start calling Black. Glad you exchanged numbers with him before the trip. You'll definitely need a bath after this. Carrying bags of takeout container, they exit Boardwalk. The restaurant. It's one of the many seafood restaurants in the area. The name's unoriginal, but that's why they picked it. With their food in hand, they head back to the beach to meet up with you and Dust. He can't wait to try the new food. He hasn't had a chance to eat seafood yet. Or a lot of surface foods for that matter. But now that they can leave the mountain, he'll be able to try lots of food. Silence fall over the group as they continue to walk. Mars and Russ talk, occasionally sharing puns which he pointedly ignores, choosing to focus on you and how you've changed things for the better. Even this trip you planned. Honestly, he thought everyone would go to the beach together, but then go their separate ways upon arrival. Black and Russ doing their own thing and us having a blast at the beach. As much as he wanted to go to the beach with you, thinking about them did put a damper on things. But despite his previous notions, this trip has been fairly pleasant so far. His thoughts shift to Black and their conversation on the ride here. I don't expect you to forgive me, nor do I particularly want it, but I did what I thought was necessary. Black explained. To starve us. He states with a calm rage. Black scoffs at his outburst. You were neglected, not starved. As you know, my universe wasn't as kind as the others. He stares at him with no sympathy. Sure, his world was kill or be killed, but his was a world with no hope and starvation. You should know you three aren't the only ones the Queen dislikes. She doesn't trust any of us except for our softer counterparts. he spits out with malice. The truth of the matter is monsters in general aren't well off here. We're all tight on money. His hands tighten around the steering wheel as he glares at the road. He knows where he's going with this. He may have poor eyesight, but he's not blind. Most monsters are in poverty and can barely find work. Monsters have barely been on the surface a year, and they've only been in this universe for a few months. The monsters of this universe don't know them, and the king and queen don't trust them, forcing them to remain hidden on the mountain, giving citizenship to the softer counterparts first, before giving it to the others. The only ones without citizenship or allowed to leave the mountain are his brothers and himself. This situation is stressful for all of them, but it doesn't excuse anything. So, you neglected us because you were stressed? He clarifies, unimpressed. I did what I always do. Glancing briefly in his direction, I take care of my own. That sentence resonates him. He knows what it's like to make tough choice to protect and save those close to him. Even now he just wants his family to be safe, to be happy. We've suffered enough. Even when I was captain of the Royal Guard, I looked out for me and brother above all else. If you were allowed to work, or even if we were given financial assistance, it would have made things easier. Things just got too much, and between your family and mine, I choose mine. The car is quiet except for snores from the backseat. He takes a moment to process Black's words. He's not happy with this situation or with what he did, but he gets it. If he was in Black's shoes, he would have done the same thing. A shrill shriek pierces, though his thoughts bring him back to reality. He winces as the woman continues to scream while pointing at him. In his peripheral vision he can see his brother clutching his head with both hands. Monster! The annoying woman yells in horror while pointing at him. Flinching, he hesitantly brings a hand up to touch his teeth. Fear creeps up his spine at the thought of his disguise vanishing, revealing his true horrendous form. Touching his teeth, they feel smooth, all lined up in even rows. No chipped or crooked teeth. With a revealed sigh, he's still in his mystic form. Refocusing on the scared human in front of him, he opens his mouth to speak, only for Black to beat him to it. Yes, we are monsters. What of it? Black demands with annoyance clear in his voice as he takes a step forward. His weight is shifted to block Jupiter. Whether it's for Jupiter's protection or hers, he's not sure. Why, you freaks? Stay away from me! She yells, eyes fearfully flickering over their faces as she slowly backs away. Like anyone wants to be near you. Black mumbles under his breath, barely audible to most. Please calm down. He tries to calm her, raising his hands in a placating manner. He can feel Mars and R's magic activating, preparing for a fight. We do not wish to hurt you, tiny human. We are only enjoying a day at the beach. He tries his best to explain in a friendly manner, but he can feel his smile twitch at the edges. If they cause a scene in public, it'll put more restrictions on his family. He needs to defuse the situation before someone, the human, gets hurt. The only thing you should be enjoying is rotting in hell. A man yells, coming to stand between them and the woman. His smile remains in place, but he can feel his expression darkening. Rus and Mars step closer to their respective brother. Rus' eye sockets darkens as he nonchalantly stares at the threats, while Mars' grin becomes unhinged. Eye light growing darker as he grips his empty socket. A spark of magic catches his attention as dust appears in front of them. He's facing the shocked humans with a sinister smile. His magic is running wild with murderous intent. Acting fast, he grabs Dust's right arm as quickly as he appears, effectively preventing him from summoning a magic bone to impale the man a few feet away. Killing a human would definitely put them in jeopardy. A low growl comes from Dust as the man quickly recovers with a scoff. He opens his mouth to speak, when shaved ice hits him in the side of the head. Will you quiet it? Leave monsters alone, you foul demon. A young woman, probably in her early 20s, yells. She's standing with another shaved dice locked and loaded in her hand. A group of equally agitated people standing behind her. Bitchy gets hit square in the mouth by another shaved dice. "Don't call me a bitch," she states with venom as she glares down at the man, despite being shorter. Her glare powerful enough to rival Queen Toriel. The members of her group cheers on their friend for standing up for herself. Some even seem shocked yet impressed. "Why, you're going to call us demons? When these freaks are running around on the surface?" the woman yells. The man wipes his mouth. "They're the real demons, you monster fucker." He spits with disgusts. "They'll kill and eat us all if we give them the chance. I say we shove them all back underground." The man yells, catching the attention of everyone in the area. Magic is dangerously high in the air, not that any of the humans notice. Jupiter has a tight grip on Dust's arm, trying to prevent 2 murders from happening, but these humans aren't making it easy. He almost lost his grip when he yelled about the meeting humans. Faint, humorless laughter catches the group's attention. "Kill, eat, steal, rape," the girl from earlier list off. "Is that what you fear the monster will do to us?" she asks, her eyes becoming detached as a sinister smile spreads across her face. Taking a step forward, she projects her voice loud enough for everyone to hear. "Tell me, what have monsters done that humans have not?" she challenges, not just to him but to everyone in the area. Time seemed to stop as everyone froze. It's as if nature itself was shocked into silence. The audience look away with guilt, none having a response to her challenge. A cough from the crowd brings life back to the area. The crowd starts to disperse, going back to whatever they were doing previously. The man, trembling with rage, clenches and unclenches his hands before walking away with a click of his tongue. The scared woman following after him. "Bet she doesn't even knows that fucker," the girl mumbles under her breath. She turns to them with a gentle smile. "Hope you guys manage to enjoy the rest of your day." She turns to leaves as her group stands there in shock. "Wait? You're just gonna leave like a freaking badass?" one of her friends call out. "You aren't going to leave them your name or number? What if they want to thank you?" the others tell after her. She turns to look back at them. Her blank face runs over their various expression as she takes them in. He takes the time to fully take in his savior as well. She's around the height of YN with black braided hair and chocolate brown skin. She's wearing a thin sleeveless zip-up hoodie with a tank top underneath, paired with basketball shorts similar to those his brothers wear. "They don't need to thank me, and they can take care of themselves," you explain, but also raise more questions. "If you know they can take care of themselves, then why did you intervene?" As though she could read everyone's mind, she continues to explain with a sigh. "It's easier to fight a battle when you're on equal footing. Or should I say it's easier to fight a battle when you can actually fight back." A sense of understanding falls over them. You turn to leave with your friends following shortly after. A few giving their own parting words. They stand there in shock a moment longer before leaving as well. Needless to say, they were not expecting that. The racist, sure, but not for a human to stand up for them. A hand comes to rest on his forearm. "You okay, bro?" Mars asks. Jupiter releases a shuddering breath. "I'm all right." He smiles reassuringly at Mars. He's relieved that the situation ended peacefully. The kind human is right. If they did fight back or say the wrong thing, it could be used against them and all monster kind. His hand comes to rest upon his sternum as his soul is filled with bittersweet feelings. His mind drifts off to the kind human. His soul is calling out for her. For friendship or something more? He's not sure, but what he does know is that he's not ready. He just escaped that hellhole where he murdered humans for food. He's not quite comfortable with being friends with a human and hasn't even considered being more than friends with one. Although the thought doesn't feel as disgusting with her in mind. He knows you're important to him, but now's not the time. He can only hope that you'll find someone that can treat you the way you deserve. Glancing back, Mars also stopped to look back, yet what shocks him more is that he can see her. Standing off in the distance, partially hidden by the crowd, is the kind human. With another shaved ice in hand, she gives them a small smile and a wave before turning around to walk away. He shares a look with his brother before continuing after others. A sense of loss hangs over the matter relationship they never had and probably never will. Suddenly, Mars flinches, hand tightly clenching his shirt in front of his sternum as his bones rattle loudly. Everyone stares at him questioningly. Placing a hand on his brother's back, he tries to comfort him. Not sure if he's having an episode or if this is about the kind human. Mars looks around as if he just noticed something important. Eyelight shrinking, he nervously asks, "Where's Peaches?" Everyone rushes back to the beach. Despite the panic flowing through them, they retain enough sense to not use magic in public. Especially not after Dust's earlier display of magic. Reaching their spot on the beach, you're nowhere to be found. There doesn't seem to be any sign of a fight though. He runs off to look for you, shouting your name to the heavens. Black remains at their stuff while the others split up to look. Facing the water, Dust looks out at the ocean, staring daggers at the inner tube drifting in the ocean's current. Isn't that their inner tube? Mars approaches Dust first with Jupiter close behind. He has a sinking suppression of what happened. Dust? Mars asks concerned. He teleports away before Mars can say anything else. Landing on the inner tube, he looks around to see if he can find you, but he can't see past the ocean's surface. Frantically searching, he's dangerously close to falling in himself. Worry fills Jupiter's soul as he considers walking into the water himself to find you. He's about to take a step into the water when Black announces, "YN's calling." Immediately everyone comes running and teleporting to Black. "Why did you call him out of everyone here?" Your phone rings as you wait for the Black to answer, hoping he'll pick up soon. There is a click and the screen changes to show a close-up of Black's face. "Hello, YN? Where are you?" he asks before the phone is ripped away from him. Jupiter's face appearing on screen, he's so close that you can only see his eye sockets and nasal cavity. "YN? You had us worried. Are you okay? Where are you?" You hear multiple muffled voices in the background, probably the others asking for the phone. "Oh, but you can't talk." He says more to himself than to you. A blue glow takes over the phone and you're faced with Mars and Dust peering over the screen. Both look relieved to see that you're okay. "Peaches? Are you okay? Can you sign? Will you give me that?" Black snatches his phone back and is about to speak again when he's cut off by a cheerful laughter. Everyone crowds around the phone as they watch you laugh. Your shoulders are bouncing with one hand gently pressed against your teeth. Their eyelights expand and brighten with amazement. Mars' eyelight flickers between a circle and an inverted heart. Your laugh sounds light and soothing, like wind chimes on a breezy spring day. Lowering your hand, you rein in your laughter. "Guys, I'm fine," you reassure them. Their eye sockets widen, eyelights turn fuzzy, as a faint blush spreads across their cheekbones. Waving your hand in front of your phone, "Guys? You okay over there?" you ask, voices full of mirth. Black is the first to come to. Clearing his non-existent throat, he straightens his posture. "What happened and where are you?" he demands. The others snap out of their daze, focusing on the conversation. "Oh. I'm in the ocean." "What?" everyone yells in unison. Jupiter snatches the phone, bringing it closer to his face. "I didn't know you could swim." Amused, you watch as Russ peeks at the screen. 3 different growls can be heard through the phone. Chuckling, you answer, "No, I can't. I was hoping you could." Russ snatches the phone back and holds it in front of himself and Black. "Why are you in the ocean if you can't swim?" Black asks, questioning your life choices. Humming, you try to think of your answer. You could tell the truth, but it kind of feels like throwing dust under the bus. I blame the human. Before they have a chance to respond, Dust uses magic to bring the phone back to him and Mars. I should have killed her, Dust states. He's all for blaming the human if you are. After all, he never would have left if she could have just minded her own business. Mars looks between you and Dust skeptically before he manages to put the pieces together. Glaring, he smacks Dust in the chest with a low growl. The phone is snatched again, but you manage to see Dust sheepishly looking away. Jupiter has the phone again. There's a lot of shifting, but as the camera stills, you spot Jupiter on his knees with his arm outstretched to get everyone in view. It seems like once again I have to do everything. To answer your question, no, we cannot swim. Holding in your laughter at Black's offended expression, you come to terms with your fate. You're going to have to wait until you reach the ocean floor before you can make your way back to shore. Peaches? Glancing below you, you give them a nervous chuckle. Yeah, I'm going to have to wait until I reach sand to make my way back. And how long will that take? Russ asks, turning the phone so they can see the barely visible sand through the murky water. You hear a whistle before turning the phone back to you. I'm kinda at the current's mercy right now, so this may take a while. Don't you have something in that bag of yours? Dusts asks, annoyed that he can't do anything to help. Shaking your head, you respond. Sadly, I don't. I usually don't mind traveling along the ocean floor, so I never bothered keeping something to help me move faster. You've had items that helped you swim faster or see vehicles, but you always give them to someone else who needs them more. Plus, who would pass up the opportunity to fully experience the beauty of a mystic waters? With a sigh, Mars sits down next to Jupiter. Guess we're in for a long one. With that, everyone makes themselves comfortable while gathering around the phone. Blue magic being used to hold the phone up as Black and Jupiter distribute the forgotten food. Passing out the containers, two are positioned in front of the phone. Is that mine? You ask. Yes. I got you fried calamari and crispy crab cakes, Jupiter explains, gesturing to each food. Thought ya couldn't eat? Russ questions. You and Jupiter respond at the same time. She can't. I can't. We just like eatin' with her even if she can't, Mars says offhandedly. Nodding along, you appreciate eating with them. It fills your soul with warmth and affection. You get a strange but welcomed feeling of belonging when you eat with them. Like your family. So what did you guys get? You ask, breaking into a conversation as you all enjoy your afternoon. Mars got fried mozzarella sticks, grilled swordfish, and a California burger. For Dust, he got a bacon cheeseburger and some fries. Jupiter is having lobster and shrimp scampi and a beachside chicken salad. This is their first time eating seafood, so they want to experiment a bit. Black ordered the grilled chicken Caesar wrap, while Russ ordered the pub wings, deep-fried chicken wings tossed with honey, garlic, and barbecue sauce, and a barbecue chicken wrap. Despite the calamari and crab cakes being for you, everyone ate some, not that you mind. You couldn't help the faint chuckle that escaped you, at Black's hesitant to try your food. Overall the food's pretty good, but nothing to write home about. Honestly, you're not surprised the food isn't that good. Of course, the quality would be poor if they're getting it from this slimy ocean. A small shiver runs down your spine at the thought of the dirty diaper. Cracking your knuckles, you refocus on Jupiter's storytelling. He's explaining what happened at the boardwalk. The other periodically interrupting with either the truth, further exaggeration, puns, and in Mars' case, throwing Dust under the bus by explaining how you got stuck in the ocean. Who's telling this story, you or me? Jupiter yells in frustration. With everyone laughing at Jupiter's outburst, no one notices a shift in the ocean. Movement behind you disrupts the current as something approaches. Russ being the first to notice. RYN? He sounds nervous as he points behind you. The laughter stops as they try to see what's behind you. Watching your tiny face cam, you see what they're staring at. Flashes of pale yellow swipe through the waters behind you. The water ripples around as something rises from the murky depth. A pale yellow tentacle appears in front of you. Shortly after, another one appears and then another. Your aura darkens as fear begins to creep into your soul. Trying to remain calm, you're not sure what you can do. You can't navigate or fight back in the water. You never expected to find a tentacle monster in the ocean. You start to curl in on yourself as your fear continues to grow. Your bones rattles, producing a hollow, piercing, dry sound. You don't want this to happen. Not now, not in front of them. A small whimper escapes you as you call out for help. Hey, there. An awkward voice calls out from behind you, shaking you out from your fear. What? You ask timidly. Slowly uncurling, you see the flashing eyelights and murderous expressions of your skeletons on screen. Jupiter and Riss' right eyelights are blazed with magic, and you didn't even know they had eyelights. Not to mention Jupiter is still in his mystic form. Their rage ironically helps to calm you down. Noticed you were here. The awkward voice speaks again. Glancing in your face cam, you see an awkward onion-shaped dot thing with what looks like poorly drawn anime eyes. I'm Onions. The thing continues to talk despite you not responding. It's not trying to touch you, so maybe it isn't a tentacle? But then again, it does seem to be based off of anime. Onion. Multiple voices growl out with annoyance clear as day. Do you guys know this thing? You get cut off by Onions. Onions, you're here. Awkwardly floating down, you're not sure how to respond. Being made of bones prevents you from moving freely through the water, thanks to the lack of surface area. Which means you're currently stuck on your back, sinking to the ocean's floor. You can't turn to face him and you can't sign because you're holding your phone. You're visiting the ocean, huh? It's great here, huh? You love it, huh? Now he's having an external dialogue with me? Am I the only one feeling powerfully awkward? Yes, but I'm very annoyed. Jupiter shares. Onion, leave YN alone. You're making her uncomfortable with your unpleasant awkwardness. Yeah. Me too. You're confused. He's either agreeing with Jupiter or continuing his conversation like he didn't hear him. It's my big favorite. Even though the water's polluted here, I have to sit in waste and trash all the time, but hey. That's okay. I could kill you. Dust threatens. He's still pissed at the fear he instilled in you. His genuine awkwardness won't spare him from his fate, but this stupid ocean will. That's okay though, you're here. Alpha's gonna fix everything, you're here. She's gonna clean up the ocean. You're here. Oops, you started twiddling your thumbs and accidentally muted your phone. Unmuting the phone, they look both relieved and disappointed. Oh. Did you hear? I started a band, you're here. It's called the Red Hot Chili Peppers. The sandy floor of the ocean is coming into view. It's only a few feet away. Now if only you could sink faster. I already have a song. Here's the tape. He places the mixtape in between your pelvis bone and bikini bottom. He couldn't touch your bag, you don't have any pockets, and your hands are full. It was the only option left. Your already blank sockets turn vacant as your already dull aura darkens further. Your music turning hollow and vacant. I'm going to kill him. Mars and Dust state in unison. Do you think we'll be popular? Yeah, me too. Hey, there. That's the ocean floor. Reaching forward with your phalanges, you brush against the wet sand of the ocean's floor. Faster than light, you push yourself into the sand. It almost looks like the ground at you hole. Have a good time. In the sand. You hear him call after you but continue to sink further into the sand until a thought hits you. Digging in your bag, you pull out a piece of tech you got a couple of months ago. Poking your head out of the sand, you spot Onionson once again. Oh. Before he can say anything else, you release the tech and return back to the sand. That may cause some issue in the long run, but if monsters, even awkward monsters, are living in the ocean, then they deserve for it to be clean. It won't hurt the ecosystem or monsters that live there, but humans tend to be weird about these things. Wyan? Are you okay? Jupiter asks softly. Sighing. Yeah, I'm just mentally exhausted. I think I'll take a shower and go to bed once I get back. Nodding their heads, they continue to keep you company as you make your way back to shore.